Welcome to the Iconics Genesis 64 video guide. This video discusses how to use global aliases in AlarmWorks64 viewers and in TrendWorks64 viewers. It also discusses how to define dynamic alias values and initialize alias values in pop-up windows.
In the previous chapter about global aliasing, we have shown how to use them to our advantage. Today, I will show you another powerful feature of global aliases. The main difference between local aliases and global aliases is that you can use local aliases only within your displays in your process points or text values. But you cannot use them within TrendWorks viewer or AlarmWorks viewer. But if I want to use aliasing in those controls, I have an option, and that's called global aliases. You may remember that in the last chapter we have created the object tank. This remains the same. I haven't changed it at all. I just added to this screen two controls, TrendWorks viewer and AlarmWorks viewer. Let's have a look at the TrendWorks viewer first. I'll open it and I will show you what I have done here. I have added two pens, and each of the pens is using the global alias tank ID I used in previous section, and also the alias tanks for the description. In case of AlarmWorks viewer, I wanted to limit the alarms that I see just to the tank that I am looking at. So in the behavior, I configured the client-side filter, and I created a filter that I filter all the alarms based on the source name. If in the source name we can find the tank ID resolved value, then it will be shown. No other alarms will be visible. In runtime, you can see my aliases resolved to default values. Tank ID was resolved to tank 1, and tank's global alias was resolved to tank on first floor. The same description you can see here, tank on first floor, and also in the description of liquid temperature, tank on first floor. The values in TrendWorks viewer are exactly the same that you can see here and here. Note that also you can see only alarms regarding the tank 1. I have decided to use this screen as a pop-up which will show me details about my various tanks. So let us create the main display. I've already made it in advance, where I have three same tanks. If I go to runtime, you will see that each of them shows different value. They are now hard-coded. There are no global aliases used in those. Let us do a small trick that we will open a pop-up window if I click on one of them, and the pop-up that I've created just a few minutes ago will be popped up with the context that I need, the context of first floor, second or third floor. So let's select this object. I will add a big dynamic which will be load display. I will use the display that I've created, which is called tank pop-up GDFX. I will open it as a pop-up. Let's say it could be display dependent, and also what I need now is to set properly the global aliases. In the previous chapter I have shown you how to use the themes. Now I will show you how to use the separate aliases only. The power of this feature is that you can create your own aliases which are not based at the configuration at all. But I can also set the values for those that are defined in the database. So I can browse for tank ID, and I can write down whatever I want. So the tank ID will be tank 1. This is now very important that I will set it to the proper scope. I want to set it on the relative level to the current document because I want to open multiple pop-ups with the different context. This will now make sure that only the pop-up that will be opened will use the value. Okay, tank ID, and I will also add tank description again, and I will write down tank first floor. I deliberately used a different description, so as you can see that I really can use a value here that is not defined in the database, as well as the alias name could be my own. Okay. Now you can see this is the syntax of the global alias. Very good. So now I have one tank. I'll go to runtime to see if it works as it's supposed to work. I'll click on the tank. It will open me the screen, and you can see that I've got value of tank 1 here, and also the description of the tank 1 that I have defined. I'll close it now, and I will make the necessary changes for all the 3 tanks. Let's take advantage of copy and paste function. Copy, and I will copy only or paste only the dynamics here and here. In this way I copied the pick action to load the display. Now I will just modify the values here, tank 1 to tank 3, and the first to third. And on the second tank I will proceed in a similar way, tank 2, second floor. Alright, so now if I go into runtime and I click on the first tank, it will show me a pop-up with the context of the first tank. If I also click on the second tank, it will show me the same pop-up but with the different values. You can see that the description is different. You can see that also the values in the general view are different, and also the context of the alarms is different, and it's now tank 2, while in the other pop-up you still have tank 1.